let's journey into the Earth's most forbidden depths, starting with the dangerous and descending toward the truly deadly. N. Number 6. The Varikina Cave. Known grimly as the Death Pit, this chasm in Georgia is the deepest known cave on the planet, plunging 2,212 meters into the abyss. To put that in perspective, you could stack 24 Statues of Liberty or 7 Eiffel Towers inside. It's a descent into another world. While only one fatality has been officially recorded, this number is a poor measure of its peril. The first challenge is simply finding the entrance, a mere 3x 4-meter hole hidden in a vast, remote landscape. There's no gentle introduction. The journey begins with an immediate rappel into a pitch-black vertical shaft. This is just the first of many drops that pull you deeper into the complex, unforgiving system. As you descend, the temperature plummets to near freezing, and the humidity hits a suffocating 100%. The limestone walls glisten with moisture, making every surface treacherously slippery. The path from Camp 1 to Camp 5 is a brutal gauntlet. You'll rappel through freezing waterfalls, contort your body through twisting tunnels barely wide enough to pass, and wade through chest-deep, icy water. After 4 days of agonizing descent, you finally reach the bottom. There, your guide collects a small soil sample, pats you on the back, and tells you it's time to turn around. The prize is simply the journey back. N. Number 5. The Krubera Cave. Currently the second deepest on Earth, its true bottom has never been reached, a mystery that has lured explorers to their doom. The most recent death was in 2020. Your quest begins, much like the last, with a search for a tiny, hidden entrance in the mountains of Georgia. Once harnessed, you begin the long rappel into utter darkness, moving from one line to the next for hours on end. A single mistake here means a free fall into the abyss. As you descend, the constant stress is compounded by the fear of loose rocks tumbling from above. The cave is punctuated by 5 camps, each an arduous 8-hour trek apart, making the round trip a 10-day ordeal. Along the way, you face incredibly tight squeezes that demand every ounce of strength, navigate slippery limestone, and pass the silent reminders of those who attempted this very journey and failed. And all of this is before you even reach the first camp. The descent to Camp 5 is more of the same: darkness, cold, and crushing exhaustion. But here, you face one of the cave's most notorious features: siphons. These are underwater tunnels that must be navigated on a single breath. A moment of panic, or losing the guideline, is fatal. For the few who venture past Camp 5, they find a section called the Two-Captain Siphon, a dead end, so challenging it remains uncharted territory. Number 4. The Gouffre Burger. In France, they call it the Cave of Death and the Drowning Trap. At first glance, it's deceptively beautiful, but its allure masks a lethal nature. With a depth of over 1,200 meters, it has claimed 6 lives in recent years. This journey, at least, begins with a touch of civilization. The entrance is conveniently near a city. After a traditional French breakfast, the work begins. A 30-meter vertical drop plunges you into the cave, the first of a relentless series of descents. After about 6 hours, you arrive at the cave's largest section, a long, slowly descending labyrinth, where a single wrong turn can be your last. Here, you'll face brutal wall climbs, cross subterranean lakes, and rappel down slick waterfalls. If you're injured, there is no rescue. For those who endure a 30-hour descent, the final section awaits: the terminal sumps. This vast underwater network, discovered in the 1,950 seconds, requires full diving gear and remains largely unmapped due to its powerful currents, zero visibility, and bone-chilling temperatures. Number 3. Jacob's Well. Imagine the most dreaded level in any video game: the water level. Now, imagine it in real life. Located near Austin, Texas, this popular swimming hole has taken at least 9 divers' lives, and some of their bodies have never been recovered. For underwater cave explorers, the journey starts with a vertical descent. The cave quickly narrows into a section called the Restriction, a passage so tight that divers must mount their air tanks to their sides to fit. The next chamber is a terrifying trick of perception. It looks identical in both directions. Lose your bearings for even a second, and you could swim deeper into the maze, believing you're heading for the surface. If you maintain your focus, you'll reach the shallows, a chamber with a floor of fine silt. Disturbing it instantly clouds the water, plunging you into absolute blackness. This is how many divers have become lost, unable to find the guideline and running out of air. The final known section, called the unknown, is a death trap of zero visibility, narrow passages, and strong currents. No one has ever returned from beyond this point, leaving the true depth of Jacob's, well, a mystery. N. N number 2. Eagle's Nest. They call it the Mount Everest of cave diving. Located in Florida, this is the second deadliest cave on our list, with at least 13 confirmed fatalities. From the surface, it looks like an inviting pond. Your adventure begins with a vertical descent into the chimney, a tight squeeze where snagging an air hose can be a fatal mistake. Beyond it lies the entrance room, which splits into 2 tunnel systems. Following the deeper, deadlier path, you are met with an infamous sign. It warns you to go no further, to turn back and prevent your own death. Deeper in, you encounter the Pit, a passage so tight and convoluted that it has claimed many lives, forcing divers to twist and push their way through without damaging their gear. It's here that a silent killer often strikes: nitrogen narcosis. Caused by pressure at depth, it intoxicates the diver, inducing a state similar to being drunk. Judgment becomes impaired, risks are taken, and coordination is lost. For those who manage to navigate this treacherous section, they must still glide through maze-like passages, careful not to disturb the silt that can instantly erase their path home. If by some miracle you reach the deepest known part, over 300 feet down, you will see the Room of Dreams, a chamber few have ever laid eyes on. The cave goes on, but beyond this point lies a realm of pressure and darkness that no one has yet dared to explore. N. N number 1. Ginny Springs. Also in Florida, Ginny Springs seems like a paradise. Warm weather, crystal clear water, campgrounds, and parties. But beneath the surface lies one of the most complex and deadly cave systems on Earth, responsible for at least 28 deaths. The dive sites themselves are a warning: the Devil's Ear, the Devil's Eye, Little Devil. The official map is even topped with a Grim Reaper mascot. Unlike the other caves on this list, which are linear descents, Ginny Springs is an open-world labyrinth. There are multiple entrances, and you can go anywhere you want, which is precisely what makes it so dangerous. Its stunning beauty is a lure. The crystal clear water gives divers a false sense of security, tempting them to push deeper, far beyond their training. Getting lost in this underwater maze is a death sentence, as is misjudging the currents. Some tunnels have currents so strong that they can pull you across the entire system, leaving you disoriented in an unfamiliar area. The ways to die here are numerous and tragic. Divers have become trapped, knowing the way out but lacking the strength to swim against the current until their air runs out. Others, failing to use a guideline, have been unable to retrace their steps in the complex maze. And many have perished from simple equipment errors, mixing the wrong air blend, and succumbing to oxygen toxicity or narcosis. For anyone visiting this beautiful spot, the best advice is to admire its dangers from a safe distance.